We're taking it in phases because I'm not a glutton for punishment and I don't want to do it all at one time. Hi everyone, welcome to my decluttering and organizing my kitchen series. So I'm going to make this probably a 3 or 4 part series. Today we are tackling drawers. In the upcoming episodes, we will tackle serving platters, pots and pans, those cabinets. Another day we will tackle storage containers as well as plates and regular dishware, glasses, things like that. The last one will be tackling the pantry again, because this is gonna have a snowball effect. Whatever I do out here is probably gonna have me moving things that don't need high real estate areas and to be put away in the pantry, maybe on a high shelf instead. So there might be a little bit of crossover, but today I have 7 drawers to go through and I've purchased a few things, including some things back here, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for joining me, let's do it. Let's see what we're up against. So I have this really long drawer that has silverware. It is quite deep. And then we have 3 drawers over here. This tends to be more measuring cups, baking type of items. This has some mishmash. Yeah, there's gonna be some 1 item usages in here that we're probably gonna get rid of that I never use. And then down here, yeah, it needs to be addressed. Then over here, I have my towels, which I know I have a towel problem. I love towels, and yeah, I've already decluttered, and I do use a ton of towels, especially with the garden. This is what we used to have knives in, and primarily knives, but we got this knife magnet, and so our most used knives are up there. So this one we will take a dive into and see how it can be repurposed. And then this is where we have tongs, some sharpening utensils, skewers, things like that. And then we may go ahead and tackle some decluttering in here as well. So that is today. Let's get started. Let's just start right here, since it's not technically a drawer. I know I do like this. It's from Pampered Chef, but it's plastic and I'm trying to get rid of plastics. So they do make these in stainless steel. I saw that on Amazon. So my plan is to go ahead and declutter this one and replace it potentially. But if I can live without it and just use spoons and spatulas, I can probably live without it and don't need to replace it. But this will be decluttered. Honestly, everything in here we use. I've decluttered it before, so let's go ahead and jump into this drawer. Let me bring you in. This is the new thermometer that we got. So we have some different sharpeners. I'm gonna ask my husband about these because he also has an electric one. I think this one is used a lot for like my Pampered Chef, like scissors and stuff. But let me see if maybe this one can go away. This thermometer I don't believe works. So I'll have to check that off. Yeah, I think it has this special battery. So, I don't think he's ever used it. Since we have this new one, I think we're gonna let go of this one. We use these 2 tongs. These are some like my mom used to have. They work, but not that great. And I don't reach for them like I reach for these. I know I said no plastic, but these grip. So I'm not gonna let go of those yet. I'm gonna hang on to those, but I'll let go of this one. This is a meat tenderizer that he uses. We don't need those. These open ball jars that have been sealed. So I do hang on to that. I use this. This goes with the garlic masher. A fork. I'm gonna ask him about this. I think it's to clean the grill, but, or maybe it came with the stove. I don't know. I'm gonna ask about that. And he uses this in barbecue to turn meat. I use this for cutting a lot of stuff, and then we have a lot of these skewers. Let me see if there's any that he's okay for us to get rid of, because I don't think we need this many. Oh, another pair of tongs. And this is a sharpener as well. And this is for moisturizing wood, so we'll hang on to that. So let me ask him and I will come back. I'll show you what he agreed to declutter here in just a minute. But as I clean the drawer, you'll see in this drawer and in the other drawers, I go through quite a bit of trial and error of where I want things to fit without them being overcrowded, but also to make them easily accessible and logical for us. So even though at the end of this drawer, you'll see that the sharpening for the knives are in here, I end up moving them to the next drawer, and that just became more logical for me. But at the end, I'll show you all of the drawers, so just hang with me. All right, so he said to go ahead and let go of these, and these skewers and these that have the plastic, you can see that one has partially melted. So we are sticking with the ones that we use the most, and those are getting donated. Okay, now we're on the other side of the oven, so we're gonna tackle the knife drawer. Plastic donation. I think these are the better scissors. Why is it oily? They're gonna get washed. And these will donate. So donation, wash. This goes for knife sharpening, so I'll move it over to the other drawer. And I do want to keep 3 of these, because when we have our peach harvest and people come help us peel, we need paring knives, and we also need peelers. So we're gonna keep all of those. I don't even think I have an electric knife anymore, so I think that's gonna go. I think this is for deveining shrimp, which I don't buy them like that anymore, so I'm gonna donate that. This one is cheap. I'm gonna give that one away. This one's Pampered Chef. I'll keep that one. And this one, these are good again for peach and plums and all the things. Now these are knife covers for the Pampered Chef knives, which I've always hung on to them. But you know what? I think if they hang out in the drawer, then I can sheath them. Like this one we don't use a lot, so it can stay sheathed. But the other ones we do. So I think I'll let these go. But this one, we'll do that for these big ones. This is my bread knife I love. These are my husband's. So we'll hang on to those. I don't know what this is for. And I don't know what this is for. Oh, I think this is for injecting. Yeah. So this is his. Okay. I think some of this is going to go into the other drawer. So let me clean this up and I will come back. I feel like I need a cleaning theme song, like vacuum, 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 wipe a, wipe a, wipe a. And this is why my husband calls me a dork, but you have to laugh at yourself. So just like with the other drawer, you're going to see me move a lot of things around. And please don't hold me to every word that I speak, because I do end up either changing my mind as I'm editing and see like, oh, wait, maybe I wanted to keep the knife cover for those little paring knives, or, oh, wait, let me go ahead and declutter another paring knife. So in the end, I will give you a grand total of how many things I decluttered. But you can see I moved that knife sharpener from the other drawer to over here. And again, towards the end, you will see all of the afters and where I landed. Now, we have a lot of knives, and I mentioned we are not minimalists, and I'm okay with that. And I don't wash as I go because it's just my husband and myself. We might not have to run the dishwasher for 2 days or even 3 days. And so having extras allows us to do that. And to me, that saves on water, and I'm okay with that. Okay, guys, I think that looks good. Let's take a look and see what we decluttered. These are our declutter items from that second drawer. So we're making quite the pile. I've got bone broth cooking in this right now, and we are going to tackle these 3 drawers next, and then we will tackle the silverware drawer. Okay, I have lids in a different place in my pantry. This one's rusted. I'm going to throw this one away, but relocate that one. I don't make biscuits, so I'm going to donate those. It's a tiny funnel. I'll put this in with my essential oils. I'll relocate. I don't even know what this is to. I have a different location for those. I'll relocate them. These are for oils, which I don't know why I don't use them. They may be too tall. We love this Cordell brand of balsamic vinegar and use it on cucumbers a lot. Okay, so those are keepers for now. I use these all the time, and I'm okay with having 2 sets. I don't always wash as I go, so I'm okay having extra of these, but I bought this set from, I can stop making noise. Okay. I bought this set from Amazon, and this set, these I have had forever. And it looks, oh, there's the teaspoon one. I mean, I use them too. If I had favorites, why are these sentimental? Why are they sentimental? Because I've probably had them for 40 years. This one's even bent and wonky. Nostalgia. But if I chose between these and these are more sturdy. They're heavier, and these are not. But the shape of these, sometimes I can get into stuff better. You know what? I'm gonna move these to the tiny house. I don't know that I have any over there if they're like this. If not, I may declutter what's over there and keep these. So I'm just not ready to let those go. I'm gonna relocate them. But I am gonna keep these 2 sets because I will use them. Let's go down here. Okay. This is a Scentsy spatula. I don't have Scentsy, so I'll donate that. Both of these are Pampered Chef, but I like the size of this one. So this one to me is bigger, and I don't like this bigger one as much, but I like the sturdiness of it. Okay, out of 4, I'm letting go of this one. I'm gonna hang on to these 3 for now. This is for cakes to test them, but also you can scrape the sides away with this right here and use that. This is for peeling like oranges, and I do use that. So all that we're keeping. These we're keeping. These go down below. I'll relocate that. This I'm going to put in the other drawer with the other one. And yes, I'm okay having 2 of them. This, as nice as it is, I don't use it. I don't go for it. I'm going to donate that. That goes on here. Okay, let me relocate these. And they've got hard water spots on them too. I'm gonna keep these 2 and donate this one. I don't know. The shape, I guess makes it easier, but I like the handle on this one better. We'll donate this one. I use that, I use that. Oh good, this goes with that other one. Yeah, so we'll keep that one. For honey, I need to find something to put my honey in. So I'm gonna hang on to that. I think this will go with that other one, but I don't know what this is for. I don't know what this is for. Donate. Candy thermometer I use. I apparently have 2 of them. One can go to the tiny house. I'm okay having extra of these. I don't use that. I'm trying to think, what is this for? Is it for grapefruit? I don't know. It's going. And 1 set of chopsticks. And for oil, so we'll hang on to that. Okay, let me clean this and I'll come back. Vacuum, vacuum, vacuum. Wipa, wipa, wipa. Now y'all knew that was coming, right? I have cookie cutters in my pantry, so I'm going to relocate that horse. I didn't realize he was still in there, and he was kind of hidden in the back. So this is a drawer I use a lot. So I don't really change where things are located and then their slots. I put them back pretty much where they were because that's going to be my go-to. I say that, but that little zester, I end up moving again because it's not going to be logical for me there. But guys, even though I don't get rid of a ton, it just feels so much better. This effort is worth it, and I encourage you to do it too. So all of this is getting relocated, and this is our donation from that drawer. Okay. I don't use this. I use other containers, so donate. Okay, I use everything in here. The juicer, this Cuisinart, these are jar openers. This one helps with the suction, so I'm gonna hang on to those. These we use all the time. The funnel goes in the bottom drawer. This I use, both of those. This I use. I use this. It's in the lock position. Hubby uses these. They're for meat, like pulled pork and separating meat, shredding it. Yes, it's a one type of use thing, but they're his and he uses them, so okay. All right, let's see. I use this not a lot, sifter. All right. I think this one is better. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to see if I need one at the tiny house. If I do, I'll move this over there. If not, I'll donate it. So relocate. This is for cutting mangoes. And yes, it's a one-use thing, but I swear I'm going to cut my finger if I don't have this. So I do use that one. Apple core. And if I'm honest, I don't use this. I just use a knife, so that can go. Temperature gauge. So I'm going to move this if it fits with the other electronic one. I never use this. It's for like cutting potatoes and stuff. I just go for a knife, so I'll donate that. I do like that that one makes them uniform, but this is for apples, but I don't use it. I use a knife. And this is for like slicing strawberries and eggs, and I never use it. I use a knife. And I do use this periodically, so for pies, I feel like both of these could do the same thing, but I think next time I make a pie, I'm going to try both and see which one I like the best. So I'm going to hang on to both for right now. And let me clean up what's in here and I'll come back. All right, bottom drawer. Just trying to think if my husband uses these, because if he does, maybe they would be better up here. I think I'm okay. Okay. All right, so these we're keeping. This is my scale. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping this as for pie rolling. My little chopper, I'm keeping that. This actually goes with the mandolin up here. Okay. It goes with the chopper. It's my other little chopper that I love. Scale. Decorating bag. This is the fantasy me. I want to make cakes and decorate them. And I'm not willing to give up on that fantasy yet. If I don't do it in the next year, since I'm now retired, then they'll have to go. My brother-in-law made this for my husband, and it holds knives, so when he goes out barbecuing or cooking, it can store his knives in here safely. But it's too big for the other drawers where we have the knives, so we're gonna keep it in here for right now. These hold Ziploc bags for when you're filling them. And so when I have a lot of like peaches and plums and stuff, I hate to say, I'm trying not to use the Ziploc bags, but it does hold the bags. So I need a couple of them. I don't need as many as it came with. I think this is more for people that do like food prep where they freeze and use the freezer bags. So I'm gonna donate 2 of them and keep 3 for me. Oh, okay, so donate 3 and keep 3. Here is electric knife. Does it have the blade, or is that blade the one I'm missing? I think this is, no, it's got the blade. So this is new. I just gotta remember I have it. I'm gonna see if it'll fit in the other drawer. So I may relocate that. And then chaffles, my husband likes those. That's trash. This is a knob. So I guess it's just an extra one. It's not like they break. I gotta think about that. Mystery. Oh, this goes to a stainless steel funnel I have, which I think it's in my canning stuff. So I'm gonna relocate that. Okay, let me clean this up and then we'll see about what we're putting back and how. So this has a handle so I lose some space. So I'm gonna pull that out and, it's dirty. Okay, I need you to do it with me. Wipe-a, wipe-a, wipe-a. All right, guys. So am I the only one that has like spatial determination issues, that I can't just visually see that it's not going to fit? I still try it anyway. I feel like I'm the only one that does that. It's trial and error for me, and I don't get it right the first time, and that's okay. So I'm just organizing the stuff to go back in this drawer. I think I only end up decluttering 3 things in here, but that's 3 more things that don't need to be there, and I'm good with that. I do end up decluttering the whisk that went into my handheld mixer. I just do it after the fact. And everything in this bottom drawer I do use, and except for that cake icing, but that is aspirational. If you know any YouTubers that do great at instructions for decorating cakes, can you let me know in the comments? Because I do want to make that a goal for this year and have it be a little bit of a creative outlet. And I'm always want to learn something new, so I would love to hear from you. Now here's a little tip. I use this to roll up my pad and it takes up less room. Okay, I think that's it for this side. Now the silverware drawer, and we'll see about using the other things that I bought. So let's try it. Here's the after of this drawer, and this is our donations from there and relocation. All right, for the silverware drawer, right now we throw these in here I don't know if I'm going to keep what I have or use the new stuff I bought. So this is going to be trial and error. So let's try. All right, I think I'm just going to pull everything out. So let's do that right now. I wish I would have started with this drawer. I really procrastinated on it because I felt like it was going to take me more effort. And I don't think it really does, but I don't like the existing holder because they are so long with no separators. So the silverware slides back and forth and we just kind of throw things in there and it just always looks messy, and I didn't feel like it was a good use of the space of the drawer. So after we get this cleaned up, and you might have saw my husband just walking in the background back and forth. But after we get this cleaned up, we are going to use the bamboo separators and dividers that I bought from Walmart and have a better use of the space. Now, I don't declutter a lot from here, but I do find some things to declutter and to relocate. So I've lived with it now for a day or two, and I am so happy with how this drawer is turning out. Now, again, we don't just have a serving of 8 silverware. We're not minimalist. I think this set ended up having, well, I don't know, maybe it is 8, but it has like the 8 big forks and the 8 small forks and the big spoons and the small spoons. It may be 16, but again, we go like 2 to 3 days without running the dishwasher because we have so many. And I also like having this quantity that we have because of all the guests that we have. We don't have to bring out the plastic forks, and I really don't want to add to the plastic waste if I can help it. And so keeping more silverware inventory for that purpose works. Now, my husband has a cousin who actually has 2 silverware drawers. Now, her drawers are smaller, but she has some fancier silverware and some everyday one. And same thing, she entertains a lot, and she's got plenty of silverware where she doesn't have to use the plastic. So if you are not a minimalist, then consider not forcing yourself to give silverware away if you could use it for entertainment and stop using plastic potentially. So here you see me kind of playing Tetris. What I really am trying to get at is that these steak knives, I felt like that one little section was still too long for it. So that's why I moved it around and shifted it to like a smaller section. And I'm good with that. I also have grapefruit spoons. I don't know if y'all do, but I love eating grapefruit, and I like the little edges on the spoon to allow you to kind of cut them. They're like serrated, and I sprinkle like stevia on it and cinnamon. It's supposed to be really good for your blood sugar. I also have little like knives that we use hot jelly on cream cheese or for dips and stuff, and little spoons for serving. So a lot of what I do have is for entertaining, and we do use them. Now, fun fact, I also make homemade ice cream. I grew up with homemade ice cream, the crank ones, and my parents used to make all the kids, well, aunts and uncles too, made all the kids and cousins do the cranking. Now I have an electric one, but I still make homemade ice cream. So I do have a couple of ice cream scoop servers, and one of them is more of like an antique. But a tip there is put them in your freezer before you serve the ice cream, and it kind of helps it from not overly melting too quickly. I don't know that I said that right. Overly melting. You know what I mean. Now, I think another cautionary tale is that green pair of scissors came from the friend who I was helping. And I already had 2 Pampered Chef scissors as well. But those scissors I used to cut like herbs in the garden. So I went ahead and moved them to my laundry room junk drawer because that's where I will probably look for those now. And I've also had a problem sharpening the Pampered Chef scissors. So there might be one that I end up letting go if I cannot get it sharpened. But now that I say that out loud, at our little farmer's market, there is a gentleman. Oh, this is so pretty. But there is a gentleman who comes and does sharpening. So I may take all of my stuff that needs to be sharpened to him and get it in top-notch shape. So these things that I'm looking at now, they're actually real silver. And I don't know if y'all have seen the price of silver lately, but it has gone up over $100 per ounce, which is insane to me. It's kind of cool, but these came from his grandmother, and they're not something that I want to do away with. So I'm okay with them fitting at the back of the drawer. It actually will keep these things from sliding as well. And I know they're back there. I can use them for special occasions and have. So I'm okay with hanging on to them. He doesn't want to let them go, and I wouldn't want to either. They have value. Maybe they should go in the safe since the value's up. Okay. Let me show you what we have now and put my relocation away, and then I'll come back. Okay, this came out of the silverware drawer, and I'm going to donate those. And this I found at the back of the knife drawer, and I have 2 of them, so I'm going to donate that one. But here is all of my donation items and a little bit of trash. And then these items are getting relocated to the tiny house. So let's take a look now. This is the silverware drawer now. So I have regular utensils here, steak knives, serving spoons. Some of these go to the tiny house, but we brought them over at Thanksgiving and we just need to take them back. We don't need that many here. Some more serving utensils, same here. And do I have too many? Probably. But this one's from my childhood. This one was from his grandmother, so those aren't going. Those 3 match. This is a butter dish. I think this one's from his grandmother, so it's okay. I am not a minimalist, and that's okay. So I have ice cream servers back there, and then the salad utensils, as well as some scissors. I relocated some other scissors to the laundry room because I use them in the garden. And then these stay here. Then back over to here. This looks so much better since we decluttered. I do have some dead space back there, but it looks really good. And then down here, again, we decluttered, so it is not as full as it was, so I think it looks good. And then finally down here, and a little empty space down there. I use all of this, so we're good. I did not do the towel drawer yet, so we'll get to that, but let's see the progress so far. I need to wipe everything down too. So I did put this extra tray that didn't fit in the silverware in here, so I liked that this collapsed down to let me do that. And I may change my mind later, but for right now it's fine. We're good there. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paring knives, and I found 2 other ones. So I may let 1 or 2 of those go that are not as good. Like this one. This one to me is not as good. So we'll let that one go. Yeah. Okay, and then the utensils, empty space. I did move the electric knife here because it made more sense to be next to the knives. And yeah, we decluttered quite a bit out of here. So let's go do the towels and then we'll be done. I like towels. I like towels. And when we have a lot of people over here, we go through a lot of them. We wash a lot. So when I will come home and wash like my vegetables and my fruits, I lay my towels out over the countertop and let them dry. I also do that for my herbs and stuff. And so I need a lot of towels when that happens. So having said that, this drawer is still full. And I'm just debating whether this cabinet down here might eventually hold some, but for right now, let's just look. These are the thickest hand towels that we have, and I really like them. And no, they're not folded perfectly. If my husband does laundry, they get folded the way he folds them. And you know what? You can't look a gift horse in a mouth. So I will take them any way I can get them. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. This was made by my aunt. I'm gonna hang on to that one. Most of these were gifts because people know I like towels. So we're gonna just fold them a little better. So these are all keepers. It's a Christmas one. Country. This was a towel I had made. That's for my mom's pecan pie, and I made it for cousins and friends and shared them. She was known for her pecan pies, and it's in her writing. I think it's a matter of just ensuring they're folded, but there's none in here that I want to let go of, so they just needed to be straightened up, and I'm good with that. That is 7 drawers that we went through. We decluttered quite a bit, at least my definition of quite a bit. There's more space in the drawers. I also feel like the organizers, the bamboo ones that I did for the silverware, is a better use of space. The other one, this one, even though, you know, it expands, because they are so long, for the silverware, they just slid a lot. And so I knew I had a lot of wasted space or not as easy to get to. So that was really kind of what started me off, is I wanted to redo that drawer. And I kind of saved it towards the end because I thought it was going to be worse than it was. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I will donate this, but I'll make sure I don't need it in the tiny house first. If not, I'll donate it. And yeah, it was a productive day. This is going to come out in March, but we actually have the ice storm happening right now in January when I'm filming it. So what a great time to spend organizing, cleaning, and decluttering. Thank y'all so much for coming on the journey with me. I hope you watch the upcoming ones that are gonna remain in my kitchen. We're taking it in phases because I'm not a glutton for punishment and I don't wanna do it all at one time. So stay tuned for the next 2 or 3 episodes that will stay in the kitchen, and I look forward to it with you. All right, I'm gonna close like my dad always closed his voicemail messages. Bye for now.